So pull the one scene, put the truck in neutral, put the parking brake on, and then you're going to come down, there's a PTO switch, and you're going to flip that. And once the red light's on, then it's ready for the outriggers to go out. So at this point, once you get out of the truck, you're going to take your plates, you're going to put them on the ground on all four sides. You're going to set up your wheel chocks, and then you're going to come to the back of the truck, and you're going to put it into high idle. So at this point, you're going to put your outriggers out, you're going to come over here, you're going to put them both down to the ground and just touch them to the ground. Once they touch the ground, just stop right there. And then go to the other side and do the same thing on the other side. And once they hit the ground, stop right there. Then you're going to come to the back of the truck, and there's two switches, and you're going to hold them both down at the same time until you get the green lights up at the top. And there's going to be two green lights. And once the green lights are on, it's ready to go into other operations. So at this point, once the outriggers are out and the green lights are on, it's ready to activate the boom. So you can come up here and you can manually run the boom. Push it up and it'll raise the boom for you. And you're going to want to keep it on high idle the whole time. Once you get the boom where you want it, you just twist and it'll take you counterclockwise or clockwise for you. You're going to do counterclockwise for left, clockwise for right. And then at this point, if you want to extend it out, you just push the entire handle out and it's going to extend your boom for you. So at this point, there's also a remote control for it, and it's up underneath the front driver's seat. You're going to come to the back of the truck. You're going to toggle up the wireless remote control to on. And then you're going to turn the remote control to on. Then at this point, you can control everything you need to do on this remote. The left side works you the boom, and the right side works the tip. So Foam 34 has a pump built into it. So it's got its own humid valve. So you're going to hook up to a hydrant and you're going to lay your own supply line. It's very important that your first supply line goes into the right side of the truck. That's the only way you're going to be able to get foam out of the tower. At that point in time, if you're going to need another truck to pump you, you're going to have another engine come up and they're going to hook up to the hydrant and they're going to pump it just like a regular engine. If you're going to be on a campaign fire for a long time, you can actually reverse out just like we normally do on regular engines. And so your second intake is going to have to come up here to the top left side. This is going to be your second intake valve up here. This valve is not going to be an intake valve that you're going to use on a fire. So at this point, you're going to come back up to the truck. Once you get your hose line set up and you get your boom extended, you're going to come back up and you're going to put the truck in the pump. You're going to drop it down halfway, drop it down the rest of the way, and then you're going to come back up here and you're going to put it into drive. You're going to watch for your two green lights to come on. And once those lights are on, it's ready to go, it's ready to pump. So at this point, once you put it into pump, you come over to your pump panel. You're going to open up your master intake, which is the intake on the captain's side. Once that's green, over here it shows that you're in pressure mode and you're ready to pump at this point in time. So everything on this truck is marked in the yellow line. Everything over here is all your foams, your A foam and your B foam. All of this over here is strictly water. So you're going to be using just this. This truck has 2 Pro heads. This one up top here is for your B foam, and this one down here is for your A foam. If you want any of them to work, you're going to turn it on here and turn it off there, and you're going to turn it on here and turn it off there also. There's 500 gallons of B foam built into this truck, and then for A foam we have 60 gallons total. We have a 20-gallon tank and we have a 40-gallon tank. The 20-gallon is labeled A tank, and the 40-gallon is labeled B tank. Don't be confused, this is not B foam, this is part of the A foam. So in case we get some kind of a fire where you're going to need to deploy hand lines, where we have capability of flowing B foam out of hand lines. Your cross lane number 1, your cross lane number 2, you can flow B foam or A foam out of those. And those lines are located on the front of the truck in the bumper. And you're going to pump those just like a regular hand line. Okay, so at this point in time, we're ready to flow water. It's open, the master intake's open on the other side, and now we're going to open up the tower foam. Our foam is turned off at this point in time, and we're going to go and open up the water. So as we're flowing water, we can use a remote control and we can adjust the boom how we need to. So at this point in time, you can increase your throttle. Just hit your increase button. You have the big white gauge above for your pump pressure, and it's going to show you where you're at. Once you're flowing water, you're going to come up here. If you're going to want B foam, you're going to click this button and you're going to get a little indicator light saying you're flowing B foam. If you're going to use the A foam, you're going to come down to this one. You're going to click it on, you're going to look for your little light, it's going to say that it's flowing, and same thing, you just shut it off. So sometimes during operations, the system's going to shut itself down. It's because it came out of balance. So all you're going to have to do, you're going to walk back up to the truck, come back up to your stabilizers, and you're going to readjust your stabilizers until you get your green lights back up again. So in case we need to fill up the truck with foam, the back shop's going to come out with their foam truck. They're going to have the A foam and the B foam on that. The red hose right there, they're going to be in charge of it. That's going to be the A foam, and they're going to run it into the top of the truck, and that's going to fill up the A foam tank for us. And we don't have anything to do with that. The back shop will take care of that. The next step for us is we're going to come over here to the engineer side. And in this compartment right here, we have the switch to turn on the generator, and the generator's on the other side. Going to flip the switch up, hit the start button. When the green light's on, the generator's running. So at this point, you're going to come up here. I'm going to show you the connections on how to hook up the B foam. In case there's any questions, it's all laid out right here for you. Your truck's going to be running. You're going to start the generator, and you're going to connect your short hose from the pump outlet, which this is the outlet right here, and it's going to have a cap on it that says outlet. And you're going to run this all the way around, and it's going to come up here to your intake for your foam. So once the foam tote is brought here, you're going to take this hose out, you're going to hook every connection down to the bottom right here. From that point, you're going to bring it up to the truck, and there's going to be a valve up top here. It's going to have a cap on it that says inlet. You can take the cap off and you're going to run the hose into there. Once those connections are made, you're going to come right here and you're going to flip up the toggle switch, and it's going to show that it's green, and that's showing that the pump right here is working to take B foam and fill up your tank again. So if you're going to want to refill your A foam on the top, we have 2 tanks. This one right here is going to be your 40 gallons of A foam, and this one back here is going to be your 20 gallons of A foam. If by chance we're going to do a refill on the top of the B foam, this is going to be your opening right here. You're going to open this up, you can put the hose in there, and that'll fill up 500 gallons of B foam for you. And the last step you're going to do is you're going to come over to the back of the truck before you're going to seat the boom, and you're going to open up the water drain right here, just like on a regular ladder. Once that's all out, then you can lower the boom.